Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Gabe.
It's Caleb.
And today you were watching the 20th episode of the Positive Outlook podcast. With Caleb going away to college and us being here now, it's tough to make this work. Sorry, it's late at night. We're both kind of tired, but we're making this work. There will be a lot of reasons why we couldn't be here and do this, but we don't. Because why, Caleb?
Because those are simply excuses.
Those are simply excuses. So what are we talking about today?
Oh, what do you know? We're talking about excuses.
We're talking about excuses.
Wow.
So we have 7 steps here on how to avoid excuses. So Caleb, do you want to get us started with the first one?
Absolutely. Always listen to your inner self.
And so what I think, what I kind of get from that, listen to your inner self, is everybody has their inner, idea of where they want to be in life. Everybody has that picture of who they want to be, what they want to have, down the road. And there's certain things in life that you have to push yourself. You have to go out of your comfort zone. You have to achieve these things to, make that inner picture that you have come into fruition. And so when you are going through your life and choosing to do things that are going to push you and that struggle you and grow you, it's easy in the moment to back down and be scared and have an excuse. But in the big picture of things, those are the tasks you have to go through to become who you want to be at the end of the road.
Yep. For example, I've been at school for 2 weeks, and last night I decided, it's right before my weekend, I'm going to sit down and crank out all of my homework, which maybe isn't the best way to do it every week.
Yeah.
But I was up until 3:30, 4 a.m., and every next assignment that I pulled up to crank out, I was like, oh, I'm tired. I can just do this tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I looked at I don't want to spoil our next step, but I looked at my goal sheet and I was like, I got to get this.
Yeah. And it would have been so easy for you in the moment to just say, oh, I have the whole weekend to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't I just do it then? But it's those minute, challenges that you face every day that if you decide to tackle them will build up to the bigger challenge.
Yep.
Which leads into our next topic, number 2. You have to set the smaller goals to achieve the big ones.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to something like getting a job, this goes into, I guess, school is a perfect example.
Yep.
When you think of school in the big idea, it's I'm gonna go get my master's degree or bachelor's degree in this.
Right.
But you don't just do one thing and get there. You take all the classes. You take the small steps of taking the classes or doing your internships or doing those little things, the steps by step to approach your big goal.
Yep.
And so that's a very visual goal that I'm sure all of us can kind of understand, even in high school, middle school, intermediate school, elementary school. It's all of those are the baby steps to the big goal of graduating high school or getting a car. It's like I'm going to get a job, save up some money every week until I can buy this vehicle.
Right. And speaking of school with setting goals, I will share one of my goals because I'm very against sharing goals.
Mm-hmm.
But just because of all the implications that happen once you share a goal.
Yeah.
But my one goal on my list of goals is get all A's for the first semester. That's not down the road to quite the degree part.
Right.
But that's also, a little bit in the future. So day to day, we were talking about this earlier in the day, not on the podcast. I make to-do lists every single day.
Yeah.
And essentially, that's kind of like a little goal sheet.
Yeah.
Just for day-to-day function. That way I know, okay, I have to do this, this, and this, and this all will get me closer to my longer-term goal.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. That's awesome. So going into our third step, if others have done it, why can't you?
I love that.
It's as simple as that. Now, obviously, the process of accomplishing it is very complicated, and there's a lot of steps that are going to challenge you. But other people have done it. Why can't you? I'm not better than you. Caleb's not better than you. You aren't better than us. We all have our things we excel in life. We have the things we don't excel in life. But if it's a passion of yours and it's a goal of yours, you set the time, the dedication, the discipline, and you can achieve it. Because 1, we're all human. 2, we all have the same 24 hours in a day.
Yep.
Now, some of us might have, better opportunities in life. Say you were born into a rich family or you were born into a impoverished family. Obviously, there's those setbacks. but other people have done it. Why can't you do it?
Absolutely. I was kind of a unathletic kid when I was growing up. I was extremely skinny, like tiny. We're talking like this big.
Yeah.
And I loved sports though. And so I would always, come home and talk to my parents about how practice went, and oh, this kid just blew me out of the water. And my dad would always say, if he can do it, so can you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And after years and years of work, I would say I'm somewhat athletic, and for that athleticism, I worked my butt off. But you know what? I did it.
Yeah.
I got there.
And that's what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
It's putting in the work and knowing that it is possible and holding on to that hope and that faith that you are completely capable. But you won't be if you tell yourself those short little lies.
Yep.
Of, I have this disadvantage, I have this disability, and
maybe you do, but you can't use that as your barrier. Look at some of the things people have done with very large disadvantages just starting off. They didn't necessarily deserve it in any way.
Yeah.
And yet they had those disadvantages and they went out and they did what they were set out to do.
And I got goosebumps just thinking about it. I watched this video. But it's this guy's hyping up a football team, and he has Down syndrome, which is very capacitating, and it does put a big straw in your life. But I loved it. He's sitting there talking to the whole team, all hyping him up, and they're all listening, and he ends it with, the only disability in life is having a bad attitude. And it's just like, it was so empowering, and it really makes you realize, it gives you perspective, and it kind of allows you to see that side of that's true.
Right.
Anything you can accomplish it just with the proper attitude.
Yep.
And telling yourself those excuses is not a good attitude.
Absolutely. So
moving into number 4, stop saying I want to. And what do you got to start saying, Caleb?
I am going to.
You're going to. Stop being a talker and not a walker. Because things in life aren't going to come your way if you don't work for them.
Absolutely.
And if you want to do something, just do it. You are completely capable. But if you keep telling yourself these white lies of, oh, I'm not strong enough, I'm not smart enough,
I'm going to start it tomorrow.
Yeah, it's never going to go your way. You just got to throw all of those out the window. The only disability in life is a bad attitude. So you got to grab onto that I can mentality.
Think about how many things that you have said, or I mean, even me personally, I've done it, a lot over the years. But
Absolutely.
Think about if you just did one of the things that you said you've always wanted to do. Think about where you would be. So, for example, say, oh, I want to start playing an instrument. Think about all the years of practice you would have had if you started right when you said you wanted to.
Yeah.
Think about how good you would be right now.
Yeah.
Or with anything.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah. Stop saying one day and start saying day one. Because if you don't start today, you're not going to start tomorrow. And if you don't start tomorrow, you're not going to start the next day.
And I get it. I'm a procrastinator.
Yeah.
I'm working on it 100%. Like I said with my to-do list, that has helped so much because I decided to stop saying, oh, I'm going to do this, or I want to do this. Sorry. I just kind of screwed that up. But instead of saying I want to, or maybe I'll do it later, I just said I'm going to do it right now.
Yeah. And a great example we always use with the podcast. There was probably a couple of weeks where we were like, I kind of want to start one. Right. That would be cool. Sounds like a good idea. And then one day, I was just like, yo, order your mic. Send me a screenshot of it because we are going to do this.
Yep.
The mics were ordered. We ordered the audio interface. And then we just said, all right, we are doing this.
Which we stopped using.
Yeah, the audio interface was kind of buggy and it didn't really help us much. So a little bit of waste of money, but it gave us that motivation.
It did.
And it made it real.
Yeah, I'll never forget when I put our audio interface on my story.
Yeah.
Because that was the day that we recorded.
Yeah. And so that was a lot. And so just, stop wishing on something to come your way and make it come your way.
Because we could be sitting here like, well, I wish we had thousands of views per episode.
Yeah. And
since we're not, we might as well.
So Caleb's mic unplugged real quick. I think if he plugs it back in, we'll be good. A little interruption. Yeah, technical difficulties.
We're back. Sorry, guys.
All right, we're back in it.
But yeah, if I could be saying I want thousands of views, and since we're not, I could stop. Yeah. Or we could just keep grinding out episodes.
Yeah, it would be so easy because, that's the thing is a lot of people go on, YouTube or anything,
Mhm.
content creator wise, social media wise, and they have this idea that it's, you hop on, you upload a couple things, and then you're famous.
Right.
And it's not that. We understand. We kind of gave ourselves a 5-year term
Mhm.
where we expect nothing to come out of this, and we were so fortunate to have the fan base we had when we first started, because that
Right.
was incredible.
That was. I
And-
mean, we got into the hundreds of views our first episode.
Yeah.
Hundreds.
And I think it's almost 800 now.
Yeah, it's getting close, and we're at 163 subscribers.
Yeah, and even
Oh.
even that blows my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And just knowing that there are people out there that do enjoy hearing this stuff and that do appreciate when we get on here and talk, that's enough for me.
Right.
I don't care. There's no financial gain I want to come out of this.
Mm-hmm.
There's no clout gain I want to come out of this. I just want people to have a better attitude.
Well, and it's kind of, this whole thing's like the cliche of the whole, Rome wasn't built in a year.
Yeah.
And so it's like, or in a night, but it wasn't built in a year either,
Yeah.
probably, at least to the size it reached.
Yeah. Right.
But, why do you expect to just put in a couple hours a night on just a business? And then
Right.
why am I not Bill Gates?
Yeah.
Like people just have these immediate expectations that, it's going to work out or it's going to fail. Well, why don't you just keep grinding at it?
Yeah.
If you don't stop, it's impossible for it to not work out in some way.
Yeah. And even if it's, I know Caleb and I talk about this quite often, is directions this can lead. And, where I want to go in life, I want to be a public speaker. I want to be a motivator, a life coach. And regardless of if Positive Outlook Podcast is just a thing of the past in 5 years, I have this experience. We're sitting here talking in front of the camera. I'm learning all these awesome things about having a better attitude in life.
Before we talk about a subject, it's obviously something that we're passionate about.
Yeah.
But we always learn something because we're just researching these topics.
Yeah. And there's always things, when we talk about it, things stick with us and we just apply it for the rest of our lives. And that's with every single topic. We learn something new, we apply it. We learn something new and apply it. So, I guess where we're going with this is stop saying I want to and start saying I'm going to.
Right.
Because nothing's going to come out of wishing. Everything's going to come out of planning, goal setting, and achieving.
Absolutely. And I actually have been recognized in public. It was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've talked about this on our podcast.
Oh, I don't know if you talked about it on the podcast.
But I was walking down an aisle, and this was back when I worked at Walmart,
Mm-hmm.
and this kid just stops me and goes, "Wait a minute." And I'm like, "Yeah, can I help you?" Just 'cause, I'm a Walmart worker. I need to help people. And he was like, "I know you from you're from Positive Outlook, aren't you?" And I was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, so that's what that feels like.
Yeah. So yeah, just stop wishing, start doing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Number 5, going to the next one. Learn about the unknown. I feel that a lot of people kind of back down from a challenge because they don't know what's around the corner.
Yep.
They don't know what's going to follow next. They don't know how they're going to react. So prepare for it.
Yep.
Understand the domino effect of taking the next step. Understand what's going to come next. Because the more you know, the better prepared you can be.
Yep. Like we were talking about, we research every single topic.
Yeah.
It's because we don't know everything about it, so we got to prepare as much as possible. We don't know how every episode's going to turn out.
Yeah.
Do we use that as an excuse?
No.
We just post it and hope you guys like to watch them.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Number 6, stop blaming other people. Listen, guys, this is your life. No one else is telling you what to do. No one else is making you do things, up to a certain point in your life. Obviously, when you're younger, parents know best. Please keep that in mind. They do.
Doesn't always feel like it, but they do.
Yeah, but once it comes to that point in your life where it's your turn, you have the reins. Stop blaming other people. It is your life. You are accountable, to own up to where you are. There's been times in my life where I've been in the pits, and I knew I was there because of myself.
Yep.
And because I didn't pay attention to certain things, or I disregarded certain things because it felt right and it seemed right, because I was ignoring the bad signs and I was comfortable. So you kind of, even if it's uncomfortable, that is the biggest thing in life, is if you're comfortable, be careful, because comfortability is a no-no.
And I would like to take this moment to apologize to my brother for
Mhm.
all the times I tried to use him as an excuse for something, whether
Yeah.
it was getting a certain room clean back in the day, or
Yeah.
I would just be like, well, he didn't help me.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
I that's the only reason that I'm thankful for all the times that my parents called me out on making excuses,
Yeah.
because it was like serious. It was a big deal. If I came up with an excuse, I was going to hear about it for the next month and a half at least every single day.
Mhm.
Like, "Oh, it's not your fault," or usually it was a little bit harsher than that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I stopped making excuses. I would just say, "Yep, you're right. This is my fault." Like, straight up
Own
my
up
fault.
to it.
Mhm.
It's your fault. I know nobody likes to hear that, but it is.
Mhm.
Hold yourself accountable. Understand it's your life. You know, are the captain of your fate. So understand that wherever you go in life, it's your choice.
Every decision has some sort of consequence. And so when you guys are out there making those decisions, just keep in mind who's making those decisions, and that some of those decisions, even if it's a mistake and you understand that, it's easy to just go like, "Oh, well, I was young and dumb.
Yeah.
Why is this still affecting me?" Well, it's your decision.
Yeah. And understand who has to face with the repercussions.
Mhm.
Because at the end of the day, it all you got is you and you. That's the only guarantee at the end of the day, I should say.
Absolutely.
So make sure to hold yourself accountable. Don't lie to yourself. Just like step number one.
You know what? The truth is hard.
Yeah, it really is. But once you learn, it makes making those hard decisions easier
Yep.
when you realize the consequences and who has to bear them.
And when you accept that a failure is your fault, you do sleep better at night. Because when you're running around telling lies to yourself all the time, it gets so tiring and you get so sick of it
Yeah.
and fed up. You just need to accept it. Yep, that was my fault.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, going into number 7. This one is huge. This one's probably the most important one out there. Do not compare.
Never compare.
Don't do it, because there are so many. There's people out there. You might not even see it. They have different, just situations. As general as it sounds, people have different situations, and
Yep.
they could be further ahead of you because of this or that, or they could be further behind you of this or that. But at the end of the day, you are not living their life.
Mm-hmm.
You are living your own life. You have your own setbacks. You have your own spots where you excel, and that is where you kind of have to get that inner perspective of, this is my life. I'm not in their shoes, so I don't have to care about what they're doing.
Right. So don't ever use that as an excuse to not do something. Oh, well, he's just lucky. He got pulled out of the right womb.
Yeah.
Oh, he was born rich. It's
Yeah.
like,
Something like that.
you don't know the adversity that those kind of people deal with. It's easy to blame a CEO
Yeah.
for all sorts of issues because he's the one running it, and he just sits on his chair while his employees run around for him. How do you think he got there?
Yeah.
Because even if he was advantaged when he got there, I can guarantee you he probably put a lot of work in. He or
Yeah.
she, sorry.
A lot of sacrifices, a lot of discipline, and
80-hour work weeks,
no excuses.
risk taking,
Yes. Having faith, persistence.
leaving that comfort zone, just
Yeah.
referencing as many episodes, persistence.
So, the gist of all of this is just hold those excuses back.
Mm-hmm.
We all have that inner potential. We all have the capability to do the things we are set out to do. We all have a significant purpose in this life, and we all have a significant impact we will leave. So make sure that you are leaving the right impact, and make sure it is an impact that you are passionate about, because you are capable. You're plenty capable. There's nothing in this world you can't do.
And just remember, it's your fault.
It's your fault.
It feels like a lecture, but it's
Yeah.
it's so important because I know how blinding it can be to genuinely. Sometimes you lie to yourself so much that it doesn't even feel like lying anymore.
Yeah.
There comes a point where it feels like the truth, and you're almost completely blind to what the truth is.
Right.
If you just start owning up to it, it will make a huge difference. Because
Absolutely.
think about it. If I came up with an excuse for, I don't know, taking out the wrong order or giving someone the wrong food, and I came up with some kind of excuse, I wouldn't learn from it, and I would continue to make that mistake. So just, if I accept it and then say that I get a slap on the wrist for it, I guarantee you I'm not going to do that again.
Yeah.
And so it applies to everybody. I mean, just start owning up to it. It sucks. It really does. Especially at first, it's really difficult
Yeah.
to be able to just say, yep, that was my fault.
My bad.
100%.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it makes a huge difference. I mean,
Mhm.
there's no excuses for you guys to not be subscribing to our YouTube
Yeah.
channel.
What's going on with that?
Come on. We're trying to hit 200. We have this great giveaway planned out for everybody.
Yes.
And, well, maybe not for everybody, but
For
to
everybody
somebody.
to have a chance to win.
Exactly. And we need that 200th subscriber. So what's your excuse?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. That's okay. Let's do that. I challenge everyone watching this. Break those excuses and hit that subscribe button.
And even that like button, I
Yeah.
mean, come on.
And drop a comment. Say hi. We like to be personal. We like to reach out to the people who watch our episodes.
And it'd
'cause
be
it's
a
cool.
lot easier to set up challenges and contests if we had more interactive
Yeah.
subscribers and viewers.
Yeah,
I
if
mean,
you guys want to see us go out and kind of bat around with each other and challenge each other in public, like our interaction with our community, should be higher because
no
we're-
excuses there.
Yeah, no excuses there. But all right, guys, thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
Stop with the excuses. Click that subscribe button.
If I can drive from where I live to here to record for you guys can subscribe.
Yes, I love that. All right, thank you guys so much for watching.
Make it a great week.
Yes.
Happy Monday.
And do something that scares you, pushes you out of your comfort zone, and allows you to grow as a person.
And I want you guys to own up to one mistake. It can be something really stupid
Yeah.
or something more serious. I want you to own up to at least one excuse that you have had.
Drop it in the comments. I dare you.
You don't have to do that, but just do it for us.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And have a great week.
Happy Monday.
Peace.